They're going a little bit crazy up in Donegal, getting behind Jim and the lads in whatever way they can, and why not? They've only been in one final before, 1992, when one of the stars was Martin McHugh. His baby back then is now the baby of the 2012 team.
I was looking at that actually the last day. I had it up on Facebook, but that was just around '92 when Dad won. And as I said, I'm probably one of the boys who's probably in the cup more than anybody because the Sam Maguire's about the house so much. But I've probably saw it a lot, but I haven't saw it in 20 years now. So we really want to get it back to the McHugh household in Kilcare.
That would mean a lot to you, and it would mean a lot to your father. You're following in his footsteps.
Yeah, it'll be a great occasion for our house, and it'll be a great occasion even for the club in Kilcare. We've two boys on, and me and Patrick, and it's something the crowd or the parish is very proud of. We always pride ourselves in being good club people. Me and Patrick, we never miss a game or anything like that if we're available to play. And as he said, for the McHugh household, 92 when James and Dad was on it, to have another person on it now, it's a bit of history, I suppose, and it's something that the whole parish and the family's looking forward to. And as I said, they're proud.
I remember interviewing your dad and your Uncle James back in '92 in Kilcar ahead of the final, and the one thing that struck me was they had tremendous belief. Even though Donegal had never won it before, they had tremendous belief, and this team seems to have that as well. Maybe '92 helps that.
Yeah, I think so. But 2 years ago when Jim came in, I don't think the belief was there. The players didn't believe, and you're waking up in the morning. You didn't believe that you could win the Ulster title or you could win a Sam Maguire. But I think he's installed that this last few years, and since he came in, and that's really probably the changing of the whole tide. And the players have bought into everything he's brought to the table, and I think that's everybody's pulling in the one direction, Jerome, and I think that's why we're doing so well at the minute.
Well, when you mentioned Jim and you mentioned what he's done to the team, let's talk about your role and how it has evolved. How did that all come about? Was it Jim? Was it Rory Gallagher? Was it just that they saw you play and thought you could fill that role, or did you sort of work your way into it?
Well, it's probably Jim has a different job for everybody on the team, and he probably went out looking for the people that could do them jobs, and thankfully that I was one of the people he chose that was fit to able to do it. When I played under 21 under Jim, I kind of played something similar to the role that I'm playing now, and I kind of got used to it. And when he took the senior job, I was maybe immune to it more than everybody else. You
cover an awful lot of ground. I'm sure you must be fit, as you said. I'm just wondering who you maybe modelled yourself on, or did you? I mean, it seems like it's almost evolved from the likes of a Brian Dooher role.
Yeah, I don't know that I modelled myself on anything. Growing up, I was looked up to people like Brian Dooher and even Paul Galvin, and I always had big time for Carl Lacey. Growing up, because he was a player that I had high respect for, and he didn't live too far from home, and I kind of always watched and how he performed in the field. Not many people get the upper hand of Carl Lacey, so I kind of looked the role model for Carl Lacey. That was my role model growing up.
I was down in Mayo last week, and they seemed quite calm about this one, and they seemed quite happy that, as they say, they're not meeting one of the superpowers, the Cork or Kerrys, but you beat both of them.
Yeah, no, I think they're calm because they've been through a lot, over the last while, and they lost so many finals, so maybe they don't want to get ahead of themselves. And as I said, Donegal's just gone mad because they've only been in ones since the 128 years of the GAA, so they have the right to kind of get excited about it. But as I said, Mayo, they're probably more calm about it, and as I said, they're going to go into the game pretty confident too, because as I said, they're not meeting one of the Corks and Kerrys, but as I said, we beat them, but it's going to come down. It's 50-50 on an All-Ireland final day. You cross that white line, Jerome, and it's going to be hell for leather for the first 15-20 minutes, and emotions are going to run high, and people are maybe a bit of nerves going about the place, but it's something everybody's looking forward to. I'm sure boys in Mayo are looking forward to it as well, and as I said, both teams probably can't wait to get out there.
You're so young, and you've all this to look forward to. How do you actually feel about it? Are you excited about it when you have your own moments together? What are you thinking about it?
Yeah, of course you're excited. It's a great honour. It's a great honour to be playing for Donegal football at the minute. We're probably the younger boys coming into the team are a wee bit lucky to come into a team with such great management and great players around you. And we're probably spoiled for choice the last few years because we've two Ulster titles in the back pocket, and we've an All-Ireland semi-final now, an All-Ireland final. And as I said, we're lucky. There's boys been there, for 10-15 years, and boys that've gone that never got to this opportunity. Of course you feel for them, and they've put in just as much work that we've put in. But we're there now, and as I said, we're there to compete, and that's compete we're going to do, and hopefully we can compete for the full 70 minutes in All-Ireland final day.